The president and first lady are on their way to New Orleans, where they will meet with victims' families and grieve with the community following last week's deadly New Year's Day truck attack. The visit comes as we're learning more about the man responsible for the attack and his preparation prior to the incident. So this new video shows him on Bourbon Street just over an hour before the attack. In the footage, he can be seen with the cooler that police found after the assault with an improvised explosive device inside. CBS News correspondent Omar Villafranca is with us now from New Orleans for more on this. Omar, the video is very chilling, knowing what is inside that cooler. What are investigators learning from this newly acquired evidence?
Well, they're confirming through us, the ATF is that they found bomb-making material at his home in Houston, but also at the Airbnb that he rented here in New Orleans. They're also releasing some video that was actually recorded by Jabbar. He was wearing meta glasses, which are basically glasses like this, but there's a small camera that's right here. So he was actually recording and then riding his bike down Bourbon Street. For people who aren't familiar with this technology, you can record maybe, I think, roughly 60 seconds of high-quality video, but you can also live stream from those glasses as well. We did find out that he was wearing the glasses during the attack, but investigators say he was not live streaming during that attack, but he did have him on him. So that video that we see of him on a bicycle was him basically going on the path that he ended up going on New Year's Day.
So when Omar was he on that bicycle with those glasses, and how does that figure in to the timeline of events we're learning about the attack?
That video, FBI investigators told me, was from October, but he came twice. He came in October 2024 and then came in November of 2024. What he was doing exactly, that's why they still want to talk to people to find out what he was doing. They also believe he may have gone to Tampa as well. He had family in Atlanta, an ex-wife in Atlanta. They believe he may have gone to Tampa as well. So they're trying to talk to people in different areas. It's also worth noting they understand that he also took a trip to Cairo, Egypt, and to Ontario, Canada. So they're trying to find out what he was doing in those areas as well.
And the city of New Orleans and its police department are expected to face multiple lawsuits stemming from the attack. What more do we know about that?
Well, we're expecting these lawsuits to be filed later on this week. And we're not sure exactly how many families are going to be involved in it just yet. The list could be growing. But the attorneys for the victims are saying that they're going to be suing the city of New Orleans and the New Orleans Police Department for what they're calling a lack of just basic safety measures. So once we're able to read that lawsuit, we'll get a better idea of the charges that they're trying to kind of hold the city and the police department accountable for. But right now, it has not been filed yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because we know that law enforcement said that they tried to do the workaround and the fact that the bollards were being replaced. But the governor himself said, we made a mistake. Errors were made. We're going to fix them. I just also have to say, before I ask you the last question, I'm hearing jazz in the background, which is much more fitting for where you are than any sort of crime tape or law enforcement police lights. My last question to you, Omar, how are last week's events impacting security for future events? Mardi Gras, Jazz Fest, the Essence Fest, Super Bowl.
You're right. Super Bowl is coming up next month. This is actually, today is the first day of Mardi Gras season. There's 2 parades that are going to happen. And keep in mind, these are not the big parades that people are used to seeing with large floats that are intricately decorated and people throwing beads. These are walking parades. Those big parades do not come through the French Quarter. Those floats are just entirely too big. They'd smash things left and right, and nobody could stand on the sides and watch. But in my line of sight right now, we're on Bourbon Street. The next street over is St. Louis, and there's construction crews that we flew a drone over. The old bollards were there, the bollards that weren't able to move because they would get mucked up or Mardi Gras beads would get in them. They have removed them. We're going to fly the drone over to see if they've replaced them with anything yet or if they're waiting to replace them. But when I asked the mayor about Mardi Gras starting, what's going to happen to the parade routes, especially the ones today, she told me that they are going to have increased security. They will be beefed up, but she would not go into detail.
Okay. Omar Villafranca, thank you so much.